Alright guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead. So today I wanted to share just a quick video with you about something we've changed up in our daily life, not only to save money, but also because it's freaking hot. It's the middle of summer. I am dying. Now, I am a coffee addict. Everyone knows that. My wife is pretty bad about it too. I run around with thermoses everywhere, and the guys on the job sites just laugh at me. They're like, "You're drinking hot coffee. It's 90-some degrees out." And they're right to a point. But this new version of iced coffee that we've been drinking is killer. I love it. I can't get enough of it. So today I figured we'd show you how we do it. It's easy. It's cost effective. I mean, if you've bought this stuff out at somewhere other than McDonald's, it's expensive. It really is. So we do a French vanilla or hazelnut version. And it does take a few steps, but it's actually pretty simple. We plan it out by making it at night, and then we have it for the next day. Usually lasts like a pitcher full, which is like 2 pots for 2 days. It can last for a week plus in the fridge. So if you don't drink that much coffee like us, not a big deal. But let's get started. So step 1 is you want to open up your coffee maker. We like to use a dark or a medium roast because the flavor seems to just come through better. The lighter roasts just kind of taste watery. So we throw in our filter, then we throw in just about a ½ cup of grounds. Now, in the future, we'll be doing videos on how we do our cold brew and how we do other forms of iced coffee using fresh ground and such, but this is just the quick and dirty model. We've done the math on this, and it comes out that every cup with everything all in the way we're going to do it here is about 30 cents. So very cost effective. Alright, so we've put our water in, we got our grounds in. Basically we're making regular coffee. So let's kick that on, let's let that brew, and then we'll come back and we'll go through the next step. Alright guys, as you can see, the pot's finishing up. Now, this is the part that's important because this is where you can screw it up. You want to go ahead and shut it off and give it 20 to 30 minutes. The reason for this is we want the burner to cool down. We want the pot to cool down. And once it gets to the point where you can touch it comfortably and it's just warm, I want you to take this entire pot and put it in the refrigerator. The whole pot, just put it in the refrigerator, leave it there. Somewhere between 8 to 12 hours. I would usually say what we do is about 8 o'clock at night when I get home, usually, I'll make it and I'll put it in the fridge. Alright, by the next morning, when my wife gets up to go to work, about 6 or 7 o'clock, it's ready to go. By the time I get up and get going, about 7, it's really good. So, 20 to 30 minute cool down, put it in the fridge. And we'll be back to show you the next step just as soon as this cools down. Alright guys, and through the magic of YouTube video editing, we're back. Now, our pot's all cooled down, ready to go. Give it its time to do its job. Do not try to throw ice in this pot. There's a very good chance it will crack. Alright? Let it cool down slowly. It's important. It also makes the coffee taste better. That said, if you're going to enjoy this stuff, I would suggest using ceramic or glassware to drink it out of. It just makes for a better flavor. It's one of them things where it may not bother you. Some people it does. I personally like ceramic. These are our rescue mugs. My mom in Iowa sent us these. The purchase of these supports the Humane Society out there. and rescue dog services. So, you know, not only do I get to drink out of something that came from a good place, but it makes my drinks taste better. Misty likes fancy glass. That's just what she does. But when you're storing it, I did want to mention this. Our friend Roxanne gave us this. Storing it in glass is actually better than storing it in plastic. Once again, I don't know why. Plastic just gives it a different flavor. That said, let's get started here assembling this, because there is one more step that you wouldn't consider when doing this. So most people with iced coffee like to put like a cream of some kind in there, or a dairy creamer or something, half and half, whatever. We want to keep this as low calorie as possible because we drink a lot of this. So when we're making ours, this is kind of how it goes. Put some ice in there, which my ice all froze in a block. So, you put your ice in. Now, we use the sugar-free creamer. This stuff has 30 calories per tablespoon. Now, I use about a little over a tablespoon to do mine, and this is a 12-ounce glass when it's actually just liquids. So it's really only about 8 ounces with ice. This is made to mix in hot coffee, not cold. So you can't just put it in there because you're going to have a clumpy mess. So what we do is we take an old canning jar here and an old lid, and I will put about a tablespoon in there, just like that. Then I pour in the iced coffee, leaving, I don't know, half inch in the top. Make sure you get the lid on straight. And I just give it a quick shake, no big deal. And as you can see, it mixes in quite well. Pour it over. Now, I cheat. I just put the lid back on it and throw it in the fridge because I'm making so many of them throughout the day, and then at the end of the day I take it out and I wash it with my dinner dishes. But you can see how good that looks. Tastes even better. Now, when it's in this form in the pot, you can leave the pot in there or pour it off into a bigger container so you can make another round. So as you can see, that halfway filled that up. So I'll make another pot, throw it in there, and that way we have it for the next day and a half, 2 days. Now I have to finish tightening this up correctly, and then I'll start using this and be able to just right out of the fridge. So one thing I wanted to talk about is when you're making coffee like this, I'm only going to speak to my personal experience, because there is things that say drinking things that are cold on a hot day helps you burn calories and all this other crap, and then there's studies that debunk that, and I'm not going to try and get into all that. I'm going to tell you guys what I see and what works. One, I feel like the caffeine is higher in it this way. Some people argue that. I'm just saying I've got a lot more pep in my step when I drink it this way as of lately. Maybe that's just because it's hot outside. I don't know. Two, when I drink it I feel more refreshed because it is hot outside and it is a cold drink. Even in my thermos I can throw that in there, throw a bunch of ice cubes in my thermos, pour that over with the creamer in it, mind you, and I can just keep drinking and it stays cool all day. Maybe not ice cold, but cool. There is definitely, and I don't care who wants to argue about this with me, but there's less bitterness and there is less acidity. Now, mind you, we're using a dark roast, and a cheap one at that, honestly. I mean, Folgers ain't bad, but let's be honest. You gotta go grind coffee, you can have way better coffee. The bitterness and acidity are almost none. And the other way I know that is because when I go to brush my teeth are whiter doing it this way, after I brush them than drinking standard coffee. And I've been to the dentist and they've said the same thing. So these are the things that I've personally taken away from this. Now, in the winter, I will have a hot cup of coffee in the morning. But I will probably continue with my normal throughout the day coffees being the iced coffee, because the fact is I see so many benefits to it. One of the things that I've been trying to do as I get older is take better care of my stomach, take better care of my teeth, because they both will cost you a ton of money if you don't. So this seems to be a better option for me personally. I will say the caffeine rush is nice, because I'm sure that won't last long term as I adjust to it. But this is a low cost way to enjoy a nice cold iced coffee. I mean, we were at Dunkin' Donuts when we were on vacation in Virginia Beach, and it wasn't a beach location, it was just a standard location, and it cost us $2.50 for an iced coffee. $2.50. It wasn't no fancy creamer in it or nothing. It was just iced coffee. I think they threw like a quarter cup of half and half in it. That's it. So, 20 some cents is nothing. Now, you can buy liquid creamers that you don't have to do the shake thing with, but they're very expensive, and it takes a lot of them to get the flavor that the powdered versions have. And you may like something different. I personally like the hazelnut, sugar-free hazelnut. Missy's real big on the French vanilla sugar-free. There's many others. There's also syrups out there, and I will tell you there's a lot of zero-calorie syrups. Everything from pumpkin spice to even like a maple bacon flavor if you're into that. So you might want to play around with some of that. But enjoy your coffee, take the time, see if this works for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments to see if you guys are experiencing the same things I do by drinking iced coffee. And if iced coffee is a big thing in your house, or are you a die-hard hot coffee drinker? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear. But we're going to be bringing more coffee content in the future. We have some other ways we've been making coffee, but I've been trying to really experiment with stuff a little longer and then bring the videos to you. That way I can bring you my personal experience, because science can say whatever it wants. It changes its mind the next month. You'll read a new study next month. But I can bring you what my true everyday occurrences with things I do and how they affect me. And that'll give you guys a better indication on how they might affect you. But with that said, and I don't know why you wouldn't have already, go down, hit that subscribe button, join the family, be a part of things, comment, like, share, subscribe, and with that said, it's time for me to go drink my iced coffee, and you guys have got to go make your own. So with that said, I will see you in the next video.